God, the end is come. It watcheth for these. Behold, it is come.
And it's watching for Esau. Esau is on a ticking time clock, man. You understand? According to the biblical prophecies, this nation is through, man. That iron and clay has been established and is breaking apart. That NATO and EU infrastructure is breaking apart, man. That's biblical prophecy. After that kingdom, get it.
They're hating the whore.
Yeah, hate the whore. Oh, we're gonna get that Revelation 17. Yeah. Go ahead, finish it.
2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time?
Yeah, and this is why the Apocrypha book was taken out the Bible. All these Bible-believing people don't even know about the Apocrypha. Yeah. This is a key component to the Bible, man. You know, go ahead.
For when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
And the beginning of it that follows. So essentially, when is it going to be a changing of ages? You know, ages, rulerships, authority on the earth. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac.
Right, Abraham, Father Abraham, who had Isaac. Isaac was the son of Abraham. Go ahead.
When Jacob and Esau were born of him.
Isaac had Jacob and Esau. Those are the two sons of Isaac. Go ahead.
Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau.
Right, so when you go to the Genesis, the 25th chapter, it's I believe 25 and 25, or essentially whenever it came, yeah, 25 and 23, pardon. Esau came out first. Esau was the firstborn son. He came out first, and Jacob came out, which Esau is the forefather and the progenitor of the self-proclaimed white race. And Jacob is the forefather, or Israel is the forefather of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and those of us who are scattered abroad.
That's right.
All right, but from the conception of those two progenitors as babies, when they were birthed, two nations were separated from her bowels. It says that in Genesis the 25th chapter. When they were birthed, Esau came out first, Jacob came out second, but he was holding the heel of Esau. And it's like, well, why is that? Well, that answer, that prophecy is understood and fulfilled. When I wouldn't say fulfilled, but that prophecy is the edification regarding that prophecy is here, right here in 2 Ezra. Go ahead.
I got a precept for you too.
Come.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau is the end of the world, meaning this rulership, this Roman Empire, this American infrastructure, this NATO EU infrastructure, this iron and clay, you understand? This 7 heads and 10, this 10 horns infrastructure is done, man. All right, they're about to be destroyed by Russia and thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, they're about to be brought to the land of Megiddo. They're about to be brought into Jehoshaphat, into the Middle East, and there they're going to be judged by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
Hey, like we was bringing out last night, Captain's class, that's how you can link Esau to that 4 piece.
Yeah, right.
You know, read the, like, went to
Zephaniah, you know, you brought that scripture. What is that? Zephaniah?
Zechariah 1, yeah.
Yeah, get that.
Yeah, that's how you can link that final piece to Esau, because after that 4th piece is destroyed, that's when the kingdom gonna come, which is basically Jacob's world. So that's how you can link it right there.
Verse 9 again. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right, so the kingdom of heaven, the glory, the preeminence, eternal life, eternal rulership is going to be pertaining to Jacob. These people that you look at slaves, all right, these bugged out people, which these blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are bugged out people, man.
They are.
But that's because they've been discontinued from their heritage.
Yep.
That's because they're under biblical curses. That's why they act like that. But see, what we are the hopeful elect of this nation. We are the individuals who've been drawn out of the waters. We've been drawn out of this philosophy and the ways of this world to be a signet and a standard for our nation and to usher in the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's right.
And that's what's going to manifest, man.
Cream of the crop.
We are the first fruits, man. We're the cream of the crop. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is because you were saying the end of an age. This is Matthew 24 and 3, and it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world?
Right.
Now, when you go into that word there for world, when you go into the word world in Greek, there's 4 words for that. You have cosmos, eon, okoumea, and I'm forgetting another one. It's another one. It's a 4th one, but I'm slipping it. But this one is eon here. So it's not okoumea, which is the world. It's not cosmos, so you know it's not talking about Israel. It's an eon. And what is an eon? An eon, as the brother said, is an age. Right, an age. So like the brother said, we're waiting for this age to come to an end, and we're at the end of it. It had its time, we saw the glory of it. You know, the glory of Esau's days was really 1619 and 1492.
Ever since,
like goddamn, those were the good old days. Yeah. 1492, you was whooping our ass. So we're in 2022.
That's right.
Yeah, really, to be honest, ever since the year 1969, it's been through some stuff, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ever since that 3 years and a half, that time and times, and dividing the times, man. All right, Esau has been through, man. All right, because this word has come onto this earth, and it is grown, it's been increasing to the hearts of the elect.
That's right.
You know,
it's a virus in the matrix.
It's a virus. This testimony of Yahushua, this witness of Yahushua, is a virus in the matrix, man. It's a virus in the darkness. Because when you go into that term matrix, it means womb. All right, it's a virus it's a light in the darkness, man. You know? Go ahead.
This is Zechariah chapter 1, verse 18. Then lifted I up mine eyes and saw, and behold, 4 horns. Verse 19, and I said unto the angel that talked with me.
He said, they might explain it. They're going to explain it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, slide.
Okay. Reading again. This is Zechariah chapter 1, verse 19. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these? And he answered me, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem.
Right, these are the horns that scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem, man. Which those horns are speaking of those nations, man. You understand? The 4 powers, those 4 prominent nations, all right, that essentially ruled over the Fertile Crescent. Because he who rules over the entirety of the Fertile Crescent has dominion over the earth, man. All right, that's the center of the earth. You know, so when you had the Assyrians, that's the wings. Matter of fact, you got that? Go ahead, get that.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 3.
And the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. That's what sets us apart. That's what makes us different. Because we cleave onto prophecy, and via prophecy we have comfort, and we have hope, and we have a standard, and we have power, man. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 3. And the 4 great beasts came up from the sea.
It was the 4 great beasts, which I believe those are speaking of it's synonymous with the horns, correct? Yep, go ahead, bro.
Diverse one from another.
Right, which, yeah, go ahead. Yep, diverse, because they had different, essentially they were ruled by different people, man. Right, you had, like I said, they're going to get it. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Yeah. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings.
Which is speaking of the Babylonians. That lion, the Babylonians, the eagle's wing is a representation of the Assyrians, man. That griffin. Go ahead.
I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth.
And the wings being plucked was the fall of the Assyrian Empire, and the rise and the succession and the complete dominion control via the Babylonian Empire. Go ahead.
And made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
That's when Babylon became the predominant power and ruled over the different nations of the earth and the different provinces. Go ahead.
It says,
dealing with Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylonians. Go ahead.
And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear.
Right, which the other beast, the Medo-Persian Empire, man. You know? Go ahead.
And it raised up itself on one side.
Which it raising itself on one side, meaning the Persians began to be greater than the Medes. You don't read about no Medes. You hear about the Persians. You hear about the Achaemenid. That's the establishment of the Achaemenid Empire.
Yeah.
You know, you're dealing with go ahead.
It says, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth.
Which the 3 ribs was essentially the 3 provinces, the chief provinces of that landmass of the empire in which they conquered, which is Egypt, Lydia, and Babylon.
Now, all of this, biblical scholars, not just us, know this.
Right.
If you go if you put in your phone right now, Daniel, what verse is that? Daniel
7 and 5.
You type in Daniel 7 and 5 and the three ribs, It's going to tell you Babylon, Lydia, and Egypt.
Yeah, they go into it on the
This happened.
Bible Blue Letter too.
That's what I'm saying. So even with that being said, I'm throwing right back to you. But with that being said, that's how do you get out of the? If we know you the last empire, nigga, you know you the last empire.
Right.
Esau knows. See, your issue, Esau, is not with us. All right. You should really be mad at your elitists, them so-called little hats over there in the land. The little hats, they've kept the information away from you. We didn't keep shit from you. This is your kingdom. You should know that. Imagine being in your kingdom and not knowing you in your kingdom.
They had no idea. And that's the lesser Edomite against the higher level Edomites. No, it's these regular Edomites that walk around here. They don't know what's going on. But the top Edomites understand this thing, man. These top white people understand. All right, go ahead, bro.
It says, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth.
Which those were those provinces, man. And you can go into the history with Cambyses conquering Egypt. You understand? All of that, man. That's biblical prophecy. This was written hundreds of years before it took place.
Yes.
This is not it's history now, but these writings, these visions took place hundreds of years before these actual secular events happened.
Yeah, Daniel the 11th chapter, the scholars know this was Ptolemy this, it's Seleucus the third, and that third. They didn't know that.
Yeah.
So if you know all of that, you know good goddamn well. You are the fourth beast.
Right.
You are the end.
Yeah.
You're the Roman Empire. Like I said, it ain't no America, man. That's a lie in itself. This is Rome, man. I'm gonna start calling it Rome.
To think America with its greatness and its vastness is not in the Bible is just foolish, man.
Yes.
That's just you on a low level. You just on a terrible level. That's a terrible level to be on.
Yep.
But America is in the Bible as the revival of the Roman Empire, man.
Yes.
That's the beast. You understand? Go ahead, bro.
The symbol of America is the eagle.
It's the eagle.
Mm-hmm.
What they carried in Rome, they carried that scepter. That was the sigil. The eagle.
Yeah, the eagle.
They carried that everywhere they went.
The
Standard,
standard.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
Come on, man. The way they build the different they shit the Coliseum, right? With the big ass stadiums and shit.
Yeah.
They have the gladiators going and clashing against each other. Modern day today is football, right?
Col-
But that's how they
gymnasium.
get to the so-called Black Native American Latinos. They put them in the middle and let them entertain the people. You know what I'm saying? The way they medical field, they gotta learn Latin. They gotta learn Latin.
These road systems. These road systems go back to Rome.
Yeah.
If I can add to that,
Spirit is here.
I was watching this video, and pretty much the Romans invented concrete. And when you look at America, it's nothing but concrete over here.
That's it. Yeah. Concrete jungle, baby.
And the Romans were known for the Coliseum. I think California, one of the college fields in which they play on is called the Coliseum. That was great. Yeah. The Coliseum. Yeah, it's called the Coliseum.
The Olympics was held there in the last time the Olympics was in LA. It was held in the Coliseum. Come on, man, you can't make this up.
But see, biblical prophecy, if you have to understand this, biblical prophecy is actually undefeated. You can't come up against it. It'll turn you into powder. Go ahead, bro.
It says, it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus.
And those 3 ribs. Oh yeah, go ahead. You're gonna say it. Go ahead.
And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh.
Devour much flesh, because the Persian Achaemenid Empire was the most powerful, influential empire on earth. They use why did the Egyptians hail Alexander as a savior and told him as a savior? Because they were using the Egyptians and Egypt as a breadbasket, man. The Persians were devouring these different provinces. Lydia, Babylon, they were being devoured by the Persians, man.
Right.
You know? Go ahead.
It says, verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard.
Leopard, which that's Alexander. That's Alexander in the Greeks.
And he knew this.
Yeah.
See, like we're saying, you regular, smuggler Edomites, you don't know that. But see, the elite of your people, they know.
That's right.
They know very well. They are the biggest scholars and believers of biblical prophecy, man.
Yeah, they are. And so you shouldn't be mad at us. Be mad at your higher level Edomites, your higher level brethren that just deceived you. They just left you in the dark. You just a wandering star in the dark, man. You understand? Go ahead, bro.
This is like a leopard which had upon...
Which the leopard represents his audacious. That's a spear.
Come on now.
That's a spear. Which Alexander, this is a bust of Alexander, which brothers can't see. If you want to bring it through, which Alexander has a leopard on his head, man.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, which I believe that's in the museum in New York.
And he have it in the movie too.
Yeah, he did. That period piece. Yeah. Which that leopard represents his very efficient, quick military offensive, man. What Alexander did was very, very, very fast, man. How much land he conquered was very, very quick.
Yeah, I can tell you that Daniel 8.
Yeah.
He said his feet didn't touch the ground.
It didn't touch the ground. Because it was like the blitzkrieg of his day. It was lightning warfare. You know?
Hey, 32 when he did all that. He died at 32. You got a lot of 32-year-olds here that still, you know what I'm saying, waiting on their mama to cook dinner.
Yeah.
Well, he was 20. He was 20 when he came into power.
Yeah.
Or even better, 20.
Yeah. He conquered all the land masses of Helen, of Greece, Macedonia, all the way to the area of like Pakistan, man, and Afghanistan in 12 years. Empires don't do that in hundreds of years.
America couldn't get Afghanistan, all the technology America got, and they couldn't do that in 20 years.
Yeah.
Good point.
The mountains, you can't fight. He couldn't do that type of warfare with them, that type of mountains. That's why America, those mountains is a fortress, man. You know?
That's how you know the Spirit was waiting to do that.
The Spirit was willing to do that.
You know what I'm saying?
The Spirit was willing to do that. His conquer of Tyre, how he built the I believe he built the bridge under warfare, in the midst of warfare. He built the bridge from the mainland Tyre to the island Tyre and connected it and conquered Tyre in that manner. That's you have to have God on your side.
You gotta have those out there.
You understand? That's divine intervention. How do you make a bridge in the midst of waters while you got enemy combatants shooting arrows and all this madness, man? That was the Lord. The Lord was on his side, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings.
Which the 4 rings is a representation of his 4 generals, man. All right? Ptolemy, Cassander, Lysimachus, and Seleucus, man. All right, which they have. Where's the scripture's gonna get it? The scripture saying, go ahead, bro.
Of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads.
Yep.
And dominion was given to it.
Yep, dominion, because that's the beginning of the rulership and that's the Hellenistic period, essentially. The Hellenistic period was comprised of 4 different generals, or the lines of 4 different generals ruling those different provinces, those primary provinces of the earth, man. All right? Go ahead, bro. You got something?
This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. It's like, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Daniel was prophesying against many. Daniel was prophesying against Belshazzar. These individuals were prophesying against Nebuchadnezzar. They were prophesying against the different Persian kings, man. You understand? They were prophesying against all these kingdoms. This is nothing new. What you see right here is records in the Roman Empire of individuals doing exactly what we're doing, man. This is nothing. It's nothing new under the sun, man. Go ahead.
Verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible.
Which that 4th beast, which is dreadful and terrible. Why? Because it has iron teeth. Because it's not worried about being cute with culture. It's worried about conquering it. Military might is death and destruction. Go ahead.
And strong exceedingly.
It was strong. Rome is the strongest. Rome is the strongest empire this earth has ever seen, man. From a military perspective, the Roman Empire is the strongest empire that this earth has ever seen, man. Go ahead.
And it had great iron teeth.
Great iron teeth represent that military might.
It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Was just speaking of 70 AD because the Roman Empire, it was the Hebrew and Roman wars, or the scholars call it the Jewish Roman wars. 66 was it 66 AD to essentially like 73 AD. And that's actually found in biblical prophecy. That exact numeric value is actually found in biblical prophecy. Go ahead.
It says, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it.
Read that again.
It says, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it.
Yeah, which it being diverse, what made it diverse? What made it different? Because all of the kingdoms before the Roman Empire, they ruled via monarchies. It was via the Greeks, even the Greeks. That's why it says in the Maccabees, it said their sons set crowns upon them heads. It said the generals set crowns upon their heads, and their sons rule after them. That's speaking of a monarchy, man. Go ahead.
This is First Maccabees, chapter 8, verse 15. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a Senate house.
Right. So this is speaking of the Roman Republic, actually. At this time, this was before the Roman Empire. This was the Roman Republic. And how did they rule? They ruled with the Senate. How does America rule, man? America rules with a Senate house. They don't rule with a monarchy. Showing this is the Roman Empire. Wait, bro. Yeah, you can learn a lot from these period pieces, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Kind, wherein 320 men sat in council daily.
Yeah, which essentially that's the Senate House, man. What do you have in in Washington D.C., man? You have a Senate House, House of Representatives, House of Congress, all of this, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Right. It said it was diverse from all the beasts before it, and it had 10 horns. Those 10 horns are a representation of the EU NATO infrastructure, man. All right, the NATO and EU infrastructure is the 10 horns written about in the book of Daniel, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
Right, it said it was another little horn, which horn essentially means strength and power. You know, that's why I said in Zechariah it said 4 horns. It was talking about 4 military mights, 4 powers, 4 kingdoms, 4 empires. And that it says there was another little horn. Now, why did it call it a little horn? Because they had a little time. America was greater than all these other, you understand, but America has a short time, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? And that little horn is talking about the United States of America, man.
Yeah. Hey,
go ahead, bro.
And if I may add to that little horn, also, it represents America started out as a small colony.
Yeah.
It was small when it first came, you know, when the Edomites first came over here to this land, it was small. It didn't start out big. You had a couple white people that came together, you know, formed the Declaration of Independence, and you know, but before the Declaration of Independence, America was small. They was under the British, right? You know, hey, them other kingdoms was established. America wasn't really established, but when they got established, and ultimately they got financed by them Jews, right? The international banking families. Right. That's when that little horn became big, man. Yeah. You know.
Yep, brother is 100% on point. The scripture is going to back him up in the next verse. Go ahead.
It says, I'll read verse 8 again. It says, and I consider the horns.
Because America was started off as small, but this landmass in which America is a combination of other former horns, man. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I consider the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, right, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
See, now, this backs up what the Ak is saying, because America being a small horn, being that small, those specific colonies, but you had the French, the British, and the Spanish. These were all huge empires. Their landmass that they had in America was a small aspect of their greater empire. America didn't have other landmass somewhere else. This just what America was, that small horn. You know? Go ahead, bro.
And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man,
Yep, that wisdom.
and a mouth speaking great things.
And why does America have wisdom? Because America has all the technology and the knowledge from all these former empires. America has the relics. They have, I think a brother just put in the chat, the Greeks had robots. The Greeks had robots, man.
Yeah, they did.
You understand? So where does America get this technology from? They get it from the Greeks. Where do the Greeks get it from? You understand? They get it from the Persians, all the way back to Babylon and Assyria. Egypt, absolutely. Egypt. You can't.
They have light bulbs.
Yeah, that's why America is considered Egypt, man. This land is considered spiritual Egypt. Spiritual Egypt is Sodom because of the captivity. All right, the philosophy in which America has, the religious system, all this comes from Egypt. This virgin birth and stuff, that comes from Egypt, man. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
Which the thrones are cast down, meaning all these nations, all these empires. And keep in mind, that fourth empire being the Roman Empire, being America, the next verse said, behold, I saw the thrones cast down. Meaning China is not going to rise up next.
Right.
Meaning Russia is not going to rise up next. You understand? Meaning all these nations, India is not going to rise up next, man. These nations had their time. Go ahead, bro.
This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
They deceive themselves with that one. If they think they about to rise up next, they deceive themselves with that one. Because the Lord clearly told you that the kingdom of heaven is going to be established after this fourth empire, man. So that's just their vain mind. Go ahead.
Good. Daniel chapter 2 and verse 20. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of the power, Yahweh Shah forever and ever. For his wisdom and might are his. He changes the times and the seasons.
Wow, woo! He said he changes the times and the season, which of course you can apply that to the actual physical seasons, the weather, but also the changing of times of rulership, man. That's your house to do that. Go ahead, bro.
He removed kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge unto them that know and understand.
So the Lord gave America that wisdom. That wisdom of even understanding of who they are, how to, develop the nuclear missiles. That's why the scripture said it had eyes as man. The Lord gave America that wisdom, man. And the Lord gave Yahweh Shem Yahshua gave us this wisdom, man. The wisdom of the scriptures, which ultimately this wisdom is going to be able to overcome this great empire, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Yep.
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
The Lord's work is working on Putin's head right now. Like, why did Putin invade Ukraine? The Lord did it. The Lord told Putin to invade Ukraine. Of course, we understand geostrategically, he couldn't. Ukraine is the softer underbelly of Russia. You understand? If Ukraine is compromised, it's nothing but flat land and Barbarossa, man. You understand? They need they need buffer zones. And that's why the Lord has this situation taking place.
Yeah, that peace treaty, Ukraine is not part of, they're not necessarily part of NATO, but they have a peace treaty amongst themselves and those nations.
Yeah.
It's like you said, the Lord told them, Ezekiel the 38th chapter told their ass to do it.
Yeah, it did. Yep. Yep.
That guard.
Woo, matter of fact, get that. After you bring it out and get God. You get God.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that was
Get God. God. Yep, because everything that you see taking place is 100% biblical prophecy, man. Everything that's taking place on the earth is found in the Bible, man, and we're going to prove it. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God,
Right.
the land of Magog.
And that's what we're doing. We're setting our face against God. We're setting our face against Putin. We're setting our face against every Vladimir, man. You understand? Then all the Russians named Vladimir. You know?
DJ Vlad.
Yeah, DJ Vlad. All the
Especially
Vlad.
DJ Vlad.
You understand? You know? Go ahead.
God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal,
Right, which means that's going into Moscow. Moscow, Meshach. Go ahead.
and prophesy against him,
Go ahead.
and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O God.
The Lord is against Russia, man. He's raising Russia up for a purpose, man. The same way he raised up Egypt. He's raising Russia. Essentially, Russia's purpose is to be raised up to come up against America and to destroy America with thermonuclear missiles, man. If you're living in America, you will be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles unless you be the elect.
That's right.
If you don't, if the famine don't get you, if the pestilence don't get you, if you still, there is no way out for you.
If you make it to that, point.
If you make it to that point, it's only two options. Either you're gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles from Russia, from Iran, from China, from Pakistan, from India, from the European nations, because biblical prophecy says the European nations are going to turn on America and shoot missiles on America. You are going to be through, man. The only way out is via Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And let the multitude perish which were born in vain. We're not worried about the multitude. It's all about the elect, man.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
God, this is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 3. And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
And the Lord turning Gog back is raising them up from the Soviet Union. The Russians failed in 89, 91. Yep. They failed. The economy collapsed. But what the Lord has did, He's brought them back to bring them to Jehoshaphat, man. He's brought them back to overcome and destroy America, man. That's the Lord's purpose, man. Go ahead.
And I will bring thee forth in all thine army.
Yeah, because it's a push. The NATO and NATO aligned nations with them have been pushing eastward. They've been pushing eastward towards, since 91. All right. So then here we are today. Russia, they're trying to reestablish that USSR spirit. They're pushing back. So they got it. Ukraine is important. That's why I said a lot of you people, these people out here didn't even know what the hell Ukraine was, where it was. A lot of people don't know why the flag, you can come through, they don't know why the flag is the way it is, right? Ain't no funny games, man. Jake, that's why we read earlier, man. He gonna be fighting over there.
And let the multitude perish who born in vain. See, we're not worried about all fucking black people, or it's Hispanic people, man. It's about the elect, man. The Lord deceived him. The Lord put that degenerate spirit on him. You don't got no choice. Go ahead.
Right. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horses.
All his army is, which is the Czech warlord. You understand? All Belarus, all right, which those are the immediate proximity armies, but also Iran, China, Pakistan. All these nations are going to be aligned with Russia in World War III, man. Go ahead.
Right. God, continuing on. All of them clothed with all sorts of armor.
Which that's speaking of their jets, their Humvees, all of their military arsenal, man. Go ahead.
God. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Yep.
Verse 5.
Persia, which is speaking of the Iranians. The modern day Persians are the Iranians, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Ethiopia,
which is the Kushites.
Yep.
I believe Russia and Turkey, they're making a lot of deals with Eritrea in the country of Ethiopia, man.
And also, if I may add it, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but really, also when you look at old world maps, Ethiopia used to, Ethiopia had a strong arm in Africa. So really, that Ethiopian Kushite kingdom, it really was northern Africa all the way around. So really, that's your what's those countries in North Africa? Libya, Egypt. So that's really all of those countries as well. It's all of that is thrown into that in that Ethiopian smoke.
It says Libya. It says Libya, speaking of North Africa, man. And the word Libya means bow, man. And that bow is that missile that these nations gonna let off on these places, man. Go ahead.
And Libya with them.
Yep.
All of them with shield and helmet.
Yeah, that's all their military arsenal. Their Humvees, their jets, their tanks. You understand? Their robotic armor, man. You know? Go ahead. Gomer, which is speaking of Turkey, man. In which if Turkey is aligned with Russia, Turkey has diplomatic ties with Eritrea right now. Strong ties. They're vain, man, trying to reestablish the Ottoman Empire. You just got to be brought to Jehoshaphat. That's gonna work. Go ahead.
And all his bands, the house of Togarmah.
Yeah, which all of his bands, speaking of Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, all of those people who call themselves Turks, man. You know, all those people who call themselves Turks, they're going to fight in allegiance with Turkey in World War III.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Go ahead.
The house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company.
And they're preparing right now. This is the process of them being prepared.
Yeah.
You know, that's what like they like. Hold up, we about to go to World War III. Ukraine has to be like they got to be locked down.
Because hold on, brother.
Yeah.
Watch, you gotta word it correctly.
Yeah,
The media, Western media, wants to call this a war.
Yep.
This is not a war. Putin let us be known what? This is a special military operation.
That's them getting prepared. That's them getting prepared.
It's an operation. That's for preparation. This ain't a war. See, you people, you see fights and you, oh God, it's a war. You're not warring. Who don't want to destroy that land? You got. It's his war. Why the fuck would he cause millions of dollars of damage to some he wants?
Right. That's his breadbasket. Ukraine produces wheat to feed the Russians. Why would you not can't destroy Ukraine?
And also, if they say, because it's beautiful what you're going into, because the Lord is a man of war. Both sides got to be. Listen, man. When you watch the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals, man, you want LeBron versus KD.
Yeah.
Right? You want KD versus LeBron. You want the top dog versus the top dog going at it. Right? So here it is, the NATO, going back to Revelation, what is that? Revelation 1 hour with the beast. NATO has had that time to expand and grow, and they pushed themselves across the east towards Russia and took a lot of those countries. Poland.
Broke that covenant.
They broke that covenant. They took Poland, they took Georgia.
Lithuania.
All of these different countries were once part of that. Remember, the USSR had like 22 countries a part of it.
Yeah.
Right? It was a major force.
Yeah.
So here it is. The Lord got to lift it up, man. We don't want to see. Listen, man. We don't want to see the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Georgia State Panthers, man. All right. The Lord gonna make sure both sides is top tier and about that action. Man.
That's why the Lord. That's why the scripture said the Lord preparing them. He said, "Prepare thyself."
Yeah, I was gonna bring out something. You said they big on wheat in Ukraine, and it says this in 2019, Ukraine ranked number 51 in the world in terms of total export value, but it is truly a world leader in terms of agriculture export.
That's why. Yeah, that's
the flag.
Ukraine's a leader.
That's why the flag looks the way it does.
Yeah.
The top, it's the blue. It's the gold over the blue because the gold represents the sun, and that. Oh, I'm sorry. In the reverse. Excuse me. The blue is on top, representing the sky, and that golden part on the flag is the wheat.
It says Ukraine produces 18% of the world's sunflower seed, sackflower or cotton seed oil exports, 13% of corn production, 12% of global barley exports, and 8% of wheat.
And then see what if Ukraine is completely shut down. That's going to have a significant effect on the prices of these agricultural products.
Because it said the world. They said this to the all over the world.
13% is a big number.
Yeah.
That's a huge number. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Con. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 7. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. Thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Be a guard unto them. You understand?
That's it.
That's why you see they threaten Belarus and Russia like you better not threaten Belarus.
Yeah.
And also a guard is that S-400 and 500 missile defense system. Putin is sending. He set it up.
Already had talking on Turkey.
Turkey is buying one. India's bought one. China's bought one, if I'm not mistaken. And he has one set up in Syria right now for Assad. That's why the Israelis are having so much conflict, or with Russia and Syria, because they have Russia backing them, man. And that's Russia being a guard to the Gentiles, man.
I got the word guard. If I may. I got the etymology of the word guard, and it's early 15th century. It says one who keeps watch, a body of soldiers, like you said, also care, custody, or guardianship. So they're the leader. Yeah. Who's the leader of these other nations? That's why all y'all people worried about Ukraine, Poland, all them countries, they going back to Russia. Hey, do you think they give a damn about a NATO ally? NATO beefing with each other.
It's clay. Nobody want to deal with clay in the warfare.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Con. This is Obadiah, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. That's right. Just like the brothers going into these different nations at one point in time, you know, they had different international affairs, different contracts with America, which is Babylon the Great, is going to ultimately come against this place. They're ultimately deceiving America. Why? Because they're going to end up coming against America, joining with Russia, and sending missiles over here to destroy this place. Continuing on. And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Yep. And essentially, that's that financial aid and all those packages in which America that sends to these other nations. These nations like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this if you about to be destroyed?
Right.
And what am I gonna do with having an alliance with you? That's why you see the Saudis. They're trying to ditch the dollar. They're trying to have their oil back by the one. They're not dealing with America no more. America's old news, man. Finish that out.
Revelation 20:7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog.
Gog and Magog, which that Gog and Magog is speaking of Russia, man. Go ahead.
To gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. All right, that's going into World War III. All right, all these, as the brother brought out in Obadiah, all of America's allies are going to turn on America. All right, and get with Russia. All right, and they're all going to launch missiles on America, and that's how this place is going to be destroyed.
This bird go get that eagle gonna get cooked, man.
Burnt. They said now it should be a burnt mountain before them. So with that,
Rotisserie eagle, man. Walmart chicken, man.
Mr. Wong.
So I'm gonna just continue in the same spirit, right? Because we're at the end of this society, basically the way it's pretty much culminating in all the, like what you said, all the big powers coming together to fight each other. Because this is what the Lord is doing, man. The brother don't have nothing. We get Isaiah 13. We can start at the top.
Well, you get it? Go ahead. You got it?
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
Right, and this Babylon is talking about America. Okay, go ahead.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
And that's where we're at with this truth. Because pretty much the things that we're saying is happening in real time. That's right. Prophecy's manifesting itself. We're seeing what brothers are reading about in Ezekiel 38, all right, in Revelation, about what's happening between Russia, NATO, America, all these countries are basically leading up to that big, great battle of Armageddon, right? And that's going to be the end of Esau's rulership, okay? Right. And that standard is set with the Holy Scriptures, okay? Go ahead.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Right, and it's all about the highness of the Heavenly Father. It's all about His will. So whatever He says goes. So no matter how many sanctions that America puts on these countries, or them trying to revive this Iran nuclear deal, it's not going to avail to nothing. It's just going to end in them all shooting nukes on each other and blowing each other up. Okay? And the only thing that's going to rise out of ashes, or the end game of this nuclear war, is going to be the nation of Israel coming back into power. Those who the world wasn't seeking for. Go ahead.
Verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
And that's what brothers were saying. All these nations are coming together, making noise, building up and preparing for war. Like brother said, right now, it's just the stage of getting things set, right? It's like chess. You got to put certain pawns in place so you can really surround the king and queen and take them. And that's what Russia's doing, that's what NATO's doing, that's what America's doing, all right? That's why you see them strategically putting certain submarines in place with hypersonic nuclear capability, because it's all about taking the next man's rulership, all right?
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Right. It's a dog. And guess what? Both dogs gonna kill each other.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It says the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai of hosts, mustereth the host of the battle.
Right, and that's what it's about. It's the Lord, he's bringing these nations together, okay? He's bringing these countries, like Brother said, America and the West are pushing towards the East, but you got the East pushing towards the West. And where they're going to meet? Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
The center of the earth, which is Israel.
Yep. Which is that Fertile Crescent area right there between the Euphrates and the Red Sea. And the Mediterranean. And all these countries, they have a heavy stake, especially when it comes down to this oil. Because we've seen the increase of oil go from $60, $70 a barrel. It's now reaching up to above 100. Okay? And more.
Real quick. This is Exodus 3 and Exodus 15 and this is Exodus 15 and 3, and it says the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
Yep, right. The Lord is a man of war, right? And Yahweh is his name. Because it's about the Lord fulfilling his pleasure. He wants to see these nations go at it. And what's the perfect thing to do to get Esau to get broken down? For him, through his pride, destroy himself.
Yeah.
Okay? The best thing to do to stop a bully is to have him destroy himself. Okay? All right? Because he thinks he's so high. All right, fine. You're going to self-destruct. Okay? So you have something?
Yeah, something real quick.
Go on.
Revelations 17 and 17. For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
Right, it's the Heavenly Father. He puts the spirit and the mindset and the leaders of these other nations to fulfill what he wants. Okay? All right? Iran's not trying to get into this nuclear deal or try to deny it. That's the Lord doing that. Right. America's not trying to push towards the East. It's the Lord doing that and all the way around. That's right. Okay? The scripture says that the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord and he turneth it whithersoever he will.
That's right.
Okay? So this is what we're seeing. That's why the course is already set for this place to go to its downfall. All right? There's no turning back now. Okay? There's no turning back and bringing the U.S. back to how it used to be. It's moving ever so forward to the destruction, and that's prophecy.
That's right. Yeah, the fact that there's a sixth branch of the military. That's the Lord preparing that war.
Right.
The Lord, because the Lord is a man. You love a good war movie. Man, the Lord created war movies. So you know how you feel when you watch Braveheart and these different war movies. Man, the Lord's gonna be sitting in the heavens, as it says in Psalms, the 2nd chapter, and he's gonna be laughing and having a good time in the spirit, watching y'all defeat each other. Jake got a bugged out demon, man. That's why the Lord is gonna start. That's why the Lord's gonna start sending you Tyrones and you Pookies to fucking Ukraine, man.
Oh yeah. They're going to Ukraine. They're going to try to make sure they can secure Afghanistan again. That's what the brothers read in Isaiah 13. The Lord mustereth the host of the battle. Okay. You have some more?
That was it on mom. I had another precept, but I'm gonna let y'all brothers.
Okay. Yeah. Come, you get
Isaiah 45 and 7, because of course, like I was saying, it's the Most High that does all this, right? I form the light. I create darkness.
Right.
I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, do all these things.
Yes, this isn't a battle between God and Satan, and you got Spawn and the army of hell and the angels fighting against each other. No, everything is set in its proper order. The Most High is the supreme power, okay, and it's his pleasure to watch these things war with each other.
That's right.
Scripture says in the Apocrypha, you got 2 and 2 set against one another. Okay?
Yeah,
that's just the way things are.
Yeah, the scripture say good is set against evil and light against dark. But the Lord created both. So what we see happening on the world stage, on the global stage, is the Lord is just positioned in the left-hand side on the chess table. Putting them in positions to get ready to bring this thing to a full head. But then we're going to start to see certain high-level spiritual things happening in righteousness. You know, you're going to start to see a lot of things manifesting and playing out that's going to forward the actual ministry of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So it's not going to always be about Russia. All right? It ain't going to always be about, everything ain't about Russia. Everything ain't about, it's about Yahushai. Right. That's what it's about. You know, it ain't about all of these other kingdoms are making these moves in the spirit to usher in the King Yahushua.
That's right.
So that's what it's really about. So on the chess table, don't only one side move. Both sides move.
They trade terms.
They trade turns. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but you got to understand, a culmination of things on the left-hand side could just be one move for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord mind is so high-powered. You know, the C-19 and the lockdown, all that stuff could just be one move.
These last 2 years could have just been a move.
Just one move.
A pawn move, man.
Just a position for one big thing. And then watch, you're going to start to see a lot of heavy things manifesting in righteousness, man. Because eventually, Israel got to be brought up on the scene too. You know?
Russia got to worry about the elect.
Yeah.
Because you got elect members over in Russia.
Yeah, what the scripture say, it says, this gospel shall be preached into all the four corners of the world, then shall the end come. So that means that this ministry is going to go on a public platform to where everybody is going to at least have heard about what we're doing. It's out there, but some people still asking like, what is that? Everybody gonna know.
If I may, real quick, I was watching a special about Malcolm X. Just to show what he's saying. When Malcolm X started coming on the scene, and Jake from around the country was able to see, you know, the Malcolm X and the Black nationalist parties, and that whole energy was, man, in weeks, you had like 60,000 members just grow, just from being exposed to one day. People just, I've never heard nothing like this and never seen nothing like this. Malcolm X is crazy. Then they change. That's why Esau tries his best to keep us off the news, because if they see this, but you know what? Like the bishop just went into, the Lord gonna make moves where we don't need CNN. We don't need MSNBC and Don Lennon to do a report on us. Hey, the Lord, we read earlier, the Lord said that the heavens do the handiwork of the Lord, man.
And if I could say, you got it, preach.
But now, I was just going to say, well, like I read, like Brother read Isaiah 13, it says that he commanded the sanctified ones. So we're already set up into the, from the beginning to push this out here.
That's right.
Now, once we say it, things are falling into place.
Hey,
okay?
It happened in the book of Acts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hey, Yahweh shot too.
Yep.
You say one thing, and next thing you know, they got thousands of people just believe.
Oh, yeah.
They was joined to the church.
Right, and they didn't have no television back then.
Yeah. Right.
It was all about the word of mouth.
Word of mouth, baby.
Okay? So the Lord he can do what he has to do.
And these people have less belief in anything than they've ever had on the earth, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Niggas need something to believe in desperately.
But that's what's going to make things that much more potent.
Yep.
Because of the lack of belief, when they actually do see these things, like it says in Psalms 110, right? That people shall be willing in the day of thy power.
That's
and
right.
there's nothing more, beautiful for the Lord to do than to do what? Show his power. Okay?
Back in Isaiah 13:5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
Yeah, so what are these nations coming together for, right? So they can bring these weapons to do what? Destroy the whole land. And once the land destroyed, that's going to, like Vicky said, that's when Yahushua can start taking over the earth. Because there's going to be nothing left to, who's going to oppose the Most High and the Son? Nothing. Okay? Nothing. Right, okay? Only right there, I want to go to the
I got something for you. It's Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
The heart and the mind of the king is in the hand of the Lord. So just like when we were children, we played with action figures and race cars and Hot Wheels, and we did whatever we wanted to. We made a demolition derby, So that's what the Lord is doing with the earth.
Toy soldiers.
Yeah, toy soldiers.
Like the movie Toy Soldiers.
Yeah, they had the small soldiers.
Small soldiers. The water.
Okay, and that movie was spiritual because that was
spiritual
about the Israelites versus Esau.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Back that up. Proverbs 16:1.
Small soldiers.
Preparations of the heart is man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Right, so all this back and forth that we see on the news, what we see on TV and hear on TV, that's the Lord just making people say, like a spiritual, ventriloquism. Okay?
Like everybody got a script that they're reading off of.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. What they do got a script.
Even us.
You know,
The Lord put in our mind to say it's what we speak right now. The Lord already, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was already written. Already written. That's right.
It's already written. Okay.
I got something real quick. This is Revelation 6 and I'm starting at 3 and read to 4. And it says, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. Verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Right, and that's a heavy prophecy right there.
Yeah.
Because first of all, the red horse is talking about Edom, the Edomites, and they was given a great sword not to take peace from just the known world, but from the earth. That's why everything that happens overseas can affect what happens on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that's that great sword that if Esau swing it, that whole backwind is affecting the ripple effect. The domino effect is affecting everybody. What happens in Indonesia affects what happens in Mexico.
Yeah.
You know? What happens in Japan, that affects what happens in South America.
That's why what's happening in Ukraine is fucking with y'all gas prices.
Yeah,
well, that's what you call a double-edged sword. Yeah. You know, you cut on the front end and the back end. You know, so that's what we see in that great sword that Esau got. Really is a two-edged sword.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and it's going all the way. It's going to build all the way up to that missile. That's going to be the devastating blow, man. All markets are going to crash when America gets hit.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It ain't going to be, the markets are going to be so fucked up that it's not going to be time for another world ruler to jump in some position of power.
Right. Ain't no stimmies to come.
Yeah. It's going to be a total reset.
Think about the New York Stock Exchange.
Right.
You destroy that. That's gonna mess everything else up. Right.
Yeah.
You know.
It's going to fuck Russia up.
Yeah.
That's why the scriptures say in Revelation, the 18th chapter, all those standing afar off saying, alas, alas, wailing in that great city in 1 hour has been destroyed, man. Because why? Their money is messed up.
Right.
See, people, man, America, we import everything, man. All right, what do you think all these Family Dollars? Yeah. Your gas comes from somewhere else. Your food comes from somewhere else. So somebody got their hands and making money off of it.
Yeah, your Jordans come from somewhere else.
It's a cash cow. Your toothpaste, your toilet paper.
Somebody's licking their thumb counting that cash.
Making billions.
Okay.
Made in China.
Back in Isaiah 13, verse 6. How ye? For the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshai is at hand.
Yeah, how? All right? That doesn't mean clap your hands and do a dance. Okay?
Savage.
Yeah, how means, basically you're screaming for dear life.
Well, yeah.
Okay? Because the day of the Lord, that's not something, and that's in Amos the 5th chapter. The day of the Lord is not something of joy.
Hey, preach, that word how, actually, when you go into the blue letter, it means a cry of distress. Cry of distress.
Yeah, a cry of distress. Okay? And when in distress, that means what? Help. Because something wrong is going on.
Can I Baba Kashah?
Yeah, cut.
This etymology, I looked up the etymology of how, and I wanted to read this one. A long, loud, emotional utterance.
Damn.
Yes. And who's howling? Who's howling? Esau. Esau's howling. Because his system is going to be totally annihilated. All right? Scripture says in Malachi, it's not going to leave them neither root nor branch. There's nothing to have a remnant to find, to rebuild upon. That's it.
That spiritual extension cord is coming for your ass, man.
Yes. Because this whole system is interconnected. Right? Everything is connected. Esau's built one central system where everybody can connect to if they so will. Yeah, the globalists. Okay? Like Alec said, the globalists.
That's his favorite word.
Yeah.
He got so many names for him.
The globalists.
Globalists, lobbyists, trilateral mission.
Everything but what it is.
How ye? How ye, for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemiah Shai is at hand.
Right.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
So the day of the Lord is a destruction. Okay? The day of the Lord is a destruction. All right? Why aren't the pastors and preachers teaching about that? Okay? All right? Not saying that there's not joy in the day of the Lord, but that's for a specific group of people.
That's right.
Okay? But when you read prophecy, because first of all, that joy is come based off of prophecy.
That's right.
So you gotta go on the prophecy. So what's the flip side of that joy? The day of the Lord is destruction. And there's more talk of that than it is of joy. Okay? All right? Because the target of that joy is the Israelites. But when you look at the earth on a grand scale, it's lamentations, mourning, woe, destruction, war. Okay?
Yep.
All of that has to be said and put to the forefront.
That's right.
Okay?
And we need that to happen.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want it to happen. We need it to happen.
Right.
The reason
Ain't
why
about
we
what
need
we
it
want.
to happen is because we have no power in this particular kingdom.
Right.
When all hell breaks loose and this falsified reality of what freedom is broken down, that's what's going to give us power. That's where it's going to give us an actual bargaining tool, because we're going to be locked in with the power of Yahweh Shema Shai.
We're gonna be on the right side of the line.
Right now, bro, we can't. We powerless.
Yep.
But when all hell break loose, as awkward as it may sound, that's how we gonna tap into the power.
Yep.
So we need this shit to happen, man.
Jeremiah 30. When it
Yep.
says when Jacob's trouble occurs,
Oh, yeah.
that's the what does it say?
I will loose the band.
Jeremiah 38.
Yeah, the breaking of the bands of our captivity. It's like how you said. Really, the more fucked up it get out here, the better it is.
powerful.
Yep.
You're actually more free.
Because some brothers gonna get relinquished from child support.
Yep.
You ain't gotta
You know,
work no more. Eat.
Your woman ain't gonna be arguing with you about which direction to go in. You ain't gonna have to go to work and bust your ass for Esau.
Right.
You're gonna just be tapped into the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, and that's what's gonna bring about the magnification of this ministry, how the Lord is dealing with his men. So we need this lamentation, mourning, and woe. It's actually gonna work in our benefit. Because we've been warning people about it.
Cause we gonna laugh.
It's good to say the captive exile seeketh to be loose. So once we're loose and these chains come off and the Spirit of the Lord takes over, that's it.
Yep.
We just have to just follow the God.
The earth is our turf, baby.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck,
Right.
and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Right, so we're not going to be having worrying about whether or not Esau is going to be taking so many taxes out of our check. To hell with this system and these fraud currencies, man.
Right.
Or digital currencies or the chip. To hell with that. The Lord, he's the one that's going to burst the bonds. So if he's making us free, then where are we going to find power at? Power within him. Okay?
Because the scriptures say woe, because the opposite of that is woe unto you that trust in oppression.
Right.
Because see, what we're saying here is, like you said, the further this place breaks down, the freer we are. You got to really process that. Like we said, it's going to get a point where don't look at the famine like, oh, what we going to eat? Look at it like, bro, we ain't got to eat GMO food no more. You ain't working for FRS.
Optimistic.
That's freedom.
Yeah, you ain't waiting till a week and a half to get a goddamn check.
Hey, and then in the wilderness of Egypt, the Lord rained down angels' bread.
Come on, man.
That was the food from the heavens. Literally, it came from the heavens, so that ain't gonna be genetically modified.
Quails.
Quails and water, fresh water from out of rock.
I ain't never ate quail.
You know, the Lord's gonna provide, man. And then people gonna see that power source. They gonna see that accessibility that those faithful men is gonna have, and that's what's gonna reestablish us in the earth. We can't really reestablish ourselves in this falsified kingdom, man. There's too much phony shit going on out here, man.
That's right.
Okay?
Right, it holds no weight. That's why it talks about, don't have these broken systems. Follow your own well.
Drink water from
You know what I'm saying? Your own living water. Okay? Yes. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 41. I'll start at verse 13. For I, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Verse 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Verse 15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff.
Yeah, so the Lord is going to guide us, protect us, and when the time comes and we set the kingdom up, we're going to be taking these nations down. Okay, because it's going to be the Lord that's giving us that fuel, okay, that spiritual fuel to go. All right. So hey, once that oppression is actually depressed and comes up off of us, we're gonna get that relief, stretch forth in the spirit, and we're gonna let our wings fly, man. We're gonna be going from here. It's good to say that they shall run to and fro like sparks among the rubble, and that spiritual power. And that's just the fact that we're going to be getting the true sword to come. Okay? Esau's sword is going to be broken, and Jacob's going to be able to actually take over the earth. Because that's the new beginning. Okay?
It's Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
Right, and when that spiritual power comes, and we're able to move through the earth like the Avengers, all right, and the Justice League, all right, there's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
There's nothing you can do. All right, not a tank, not a missile, not a hypersonic. There's nothing that can be done. Okay? All right? Because first of all, the missiles are going to be in league with the Spirit of the Lord anyway. Okay? All right? We're going to be delivered from that. But while we're on the earth, there's nothing these guns and stuff can do against the men of the Lord.
Guns and you Homo sapiens and your guns.
That's right.
I got a script. Anybody else?
Okay,
There's
I'm
one more.
going to get this.
I'll finish. It says, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. That was it.
Yeah.
Micah 5:7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man.
Right, like a spring shower upon the grass. That's how the elect of Israel with that power is going to be on you nations, man. Okay? Especially when we come down after the deliverance. All right? There's nothing that can't be done, you know what I'm saying, to stop.
Right.
Okay?
It says that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men.
Yep.
And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as the lion among the beasts of the forest.
Right, and you know what a lion does? A lion looks at everything like prey because it's that powerful. Okay? So everything is just going to be food for the elect, man. Okay? Like a lion that got his tongue licking ready to get a gazelle, that's how we're going to be. Okay?
Yep. It says, as a young lion.
As a young lion.
Yep.
Right? Like Simba when he was taking down Scar.
I was just
a
thinking
long,
about
powerful
it.
lion, man. Okay?
Yeah, remember he was fighting those hyenas.
Yeah.
He was bucking them hyenas up, man. He says, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go down through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces.
Scripture said it's like as a lion among sheep. But you know what foxes can do to sheep?
Right.
Think about that. A fox will mess up your pasture of animals. Can you imagine a pack of lions with your sheep? Ain't no sheep particles left.
Oh shit! Hey, well, shoot. You see, the Lord had to give King David spiritual power to take down that lion that was attacking his sheep, and he was a sheep herder. So you know a lion gonna tear something up.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because eventually, man, the Lord is going to defend us.
Yep.
And that defense mechanism also is going to come to the Lord increasing the Holy Spirit. Come on, man. How annoying, bro. That's where it comes from, man. You know, Yahweh Shai going to give us that increase to actually help defend ourselves, okay, against the enemy. Because like what the brother read earlier, the Lord is a man of war, right? So you know he gonna let Jake get it in one last time with these heathens, man. And some of us can't wait. But we know right now, we was to try to go to war with the heathen, we would lose. So we got to wait for the Lord to rise us up to the prey. Because when the Lord rises us up to the prey, when you take, 5 to 10 to 15, 20 brothers, and you magnify that Holy Spirit within them, it's gonna be a ball. It's gonna be on and fucking popping. All this shit brothers been enduring and all this stress and frustration, like the officer just brought out a big point. He said we literally have to live amongst our enemies and we can't do shit.
Can't do nothing about it. And that's stressful enough.
That's everyday stress being released as a chemical in our body. A nigga woman at your job fucking with you, or the brother getting fucked with at his job by the enemy, and he can't do nothing but try to mellow out the peace. Man, fuck peace with these people right now, man. That's right. Now we gotta be peaceful because, of course, the scripture say live peaceably among all men. But when all hell breaks loose, the scripture say there's no peace to the wicked.
Right.
What's wrong, man?
That's lucky because I know you said one last time. Really, that's the beginning.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of once that's established, right? Now on this side, but that's really the beginning of Jacob being able to really take things down, man.
Yeah.
That's really just the start.
That's really the start.
Okay.
I got something.
I'm gonna finish the spirit talk. It says, who, if he go through, both tread him down and tear him in pieces, and none can deliver.
That's right.
Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off.
All thy enemies shall be cut off, none shall deliver. All right? And like the brother about to get this definition, we're gonna be like an unstoppable force, man. We're gonna be like, what's his name? Omni-Man.
Juggernaut.
Hey, well, shit, in the Marvel universe, man, it's powers that are. It's powers that make Thor and Spider-Man and them Marvel characters look like playtime, man.
Yeah.
Right. So when the Lord, like you said, it's like, man, we're gonna be, as the scriptures say, the feeble amongst you shall be as King David. All right, and what does it say in King David? It say the rest of you shall be as God. That's the Most High.
Right.
Come on, man.
Be able to turn they like if it's troops with their guns pointed, we be able to control them, make them turn their guns on themselves.
Like in the X-Men movie.
Yeah, I got a quick definition. I just typed in the definition for juggernaut. It says juggernaut, a huge, powerful, and overwhelming force or institution. And you can go down, it says...
Where's Israel? Israel as a whole, our nation is going to be a juggernaut in the earth. That's Isaiah the 2nd chapter.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And it says an overwhelming force.
That's right.
So, just the spirit alone is going to overwhelm the nation, like how Esau, his influence was able to overwhelm the earth. Well, ours is going to be the same and even greater.
That's right.
Okay? To the point Esau is going to be reduced back to a cave beast on the ground.
It's going back to being a tail.
That's right.
Evil berries.
Right.
It says a massive, inexorable force, campaign, movement, or object that crushes whatever is in its path.
Great millstone. Okay, through the spirit, crush whatever is in its path, and the elect, like I said, the nation of Israel is going to do just that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Momentum.
Yahweh Shah is that great millstone. Hey, like it says in 613, when he let out that blast of fire, there was nothing to be perceived but dust and smoke.
That's right. Yeah, vapor of smoke.
Yeah, vapor of smoke. Okay?
That's a juggernaut.
That's a juggernaut. All right? Okay?
Real quick, this is Isaiah 30 and 17, and it says 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one.
1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one.
Yep.
Right? At the rebuke of one. So with your thoughts, with your mindset, right, you can be able to turn 1,000, and that's just a number, 1,000 to flight, man. Okay? All right? You can have a different group of militias coming at one brother.
Yep.
And just the Spirit of the Lord alone is going to just have them flee.
Hey, because in Revelation, what chapter is that in Revelation where it speaks about proceeded flame fire out of their mouth?
Revelation 11.
Revelation 11. So it's going to be a time where Man, our rebuke gonna have, man, it's gonna be like Sesame Street, man.
Right.
It's gonna be the actual rebuke gonna manifest in words.
Yeah, the word,
man.
the word you're right.
You're gonna see it.
Yeah. You can send out a brother send out a prayer, the Lord rebuked this army, and then boom, that's it.
Oh, well,
okay.
Well, we seen that happen with who? Elijah.
Yep.
He called down fire from heaven immediately. And guess what? It didn't tarry. It came immediately after he prayed.
That's right.
And Elisha blinded a whole army.
Right.
At the command, he commanded them to be blinded, and they were blinded. That's the power that we dealing with, man.
And them nations sent waves.
Yeah.
With the Lord.
That's easy.
That's an easy thing. Them nations sent wave after wave after Elisha, and he kept rebuking. Man, he saw. Really, we just waiting. We just waiting for that time.
Back in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord, the whole Shai is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint.
All hands are going to be faint when the Lord does his work. Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And every man's heart shall melt.
Right.
And they shall be afraid.
Right, so that means your whole mind is just gonna, you're gonna have, man, there's gonna be people dropping dead, having heart attacks, okay? People confused, not knowing what to do, all right? Because in that day, it's gonna be the Lord being exalted. And anytime you see like you got any type of entertainer or somebody to start to rise to power, everybody that comes afterward not even looked at, okay? Because that's the Lord exalting himself, man. Go ahead.
Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth.
Right, and that could come through various ways, man. Natural disasters, martial law, the famine, all these prophecies manifesting themselves. That's the Lord bringing pains and sorrow. Okay? We're in the beginning of sorrows now. All right? People having to decide whether or not they gotta, go to work less days out the week now because they gotta kind of figure out what they're gonna do with the money they get on Friday. Okay? Because the gas is so high. All right? And just because we see it going down now, that's really things just correcting itself. But it could stay at that level. And then it go up again. And it stay at that level. Now we staying at $6.
Now I go for $5 a gallon, $10 a gallon.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna finish this. Okay, I didn't finish it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Isaiah 30:17, and it says, "And 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one, and at the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain, and as an ensign of a hill."
Everybody gonna know what's up with the Israelites in that day. Okay? Just like when we were led out of Egypt and it was known what the Heavenly Father did for Israel, and we get that power now. It's some crazy anime superhero dudes that's tearing things up in the city. Okay? All right? Because the Lord said he's going to give us fame in every land. We will put to shame. And that's just the beginning aspect of what the Lord's doing with our people. Okay?
That reminds me of when Rahab said, we heard of the things that the
right.
power have done for you all throughout the nation.
Yep.
It says, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows. It's pangs is P-A-N-G-S. Pangs, it means distress. So distress and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman in travaileth, that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger.
Right, cruel, right? And people, basically, like I said, they shall be in pain and sorrows as a woman in travail. That means it's going to be one evil thing after another, coming back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? It's back to back dangers and perils in your life. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't gonna stop until the Lord destroys the society.
That's right.
Contraction.
Okay, yeah. Contraction.
Hey, well, it was the same thing in Egypt. Like if you look at the plagues and you look at the devastation of the plagues, they got worse every time. All the way up until the final plague, which was what? Was the death of the firstborn. intensified. See, everybody think that because the C-19 went back into its hog hole, that it's just gone. That shit was too effective to just go back into. That was an effective move.
Oh yeah.
Okay? So all they got to do is just get you to settle down a little bit and come hit you harder with it, man. That's what they gonna do. They gonna come hit you harder with it. Like the brother was making a point. China right now is on lockdown. They just found another variant called the Delta Cron. I gotta figure out a
mix.
vernacular.
Now they just mix it.
Mix between Delta and Omicron.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out a vernacular. You know, you gotta get this out.
Oh, I'm stuck.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta figure out the vernacular. You know, because Esau flagged your goddamn video. But the point I was making is we going into times where Esau is going to use these sleight of hands on society to bring about this destruction, man. Okay, so don't sleep for 1 minute and think that this shit is going back into its hole. No, it ain't going back into the hole, man.
Defeated it.
Yeah, like, oh, it's over. No, nigga, he's just rocking you back to sleep for a little minute, and then he gonna hit you with it again. Okay? It's not a joke out here.
No stimmies, no nothing this go round.
Yeah, see,
Because Biden ain't even gave no stimmy yet.
yeah, you see how people over there kicking it, enjoying their Saturday, and everybody like, oh, it's getting back right, it's getting back to normal. Then boom, gonna hit you again. Okay? And guess what? The next time it's gonna be worse.
And look at what's been happening like the last 3 years. First the pandemic, then the lockdowns, then like that was pretty much 2020. Then 2021, the push for getting the jab, and everything, right? And then now we having these scares of war, and that happened in 2022. The scare of World War III, but this is lingering a lot more now. Okay. So we're going to see the effects of what's happening because that thing with the Ukraine that affected the globe in a way that hasn't really been seen before. Like I said, the globe is interconnected. So we're going to see a lot more shortages in everything. Whether it comes to products, or like I said, the people coming to work, everything is going to basically get to a point of a squeeze of pressure on the people. People making hard, decisions for their life.
Yeah.
Right? Y'all remember that video? It's like a 20-30 minute video of basically the title was like basically the things are to come or something like that. But basically it was like about like a family, and they was trying and over time they had to make decisions of we got to sell the house, we got to sell the car. I forget the title of the video. The end of things or something like that.
How it all ends.
How it all ends or something.
Talking
like
about with Forrest Whitaker?
No, not the movie. It was like a video though.
Yeah, you
know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
And she went and started selling her.
Yeah, it was like, we got to cut down on karate classes and piano classes.
It's a gradual thing.
Yeah, it was a gradual thing. And that's
how it's going to happen or something like that. Yeah.
But that's happening.
How it's going to happen. Yeah.
See, that's
The dude was narrating it.
Yeah.
But that's happening now because, people basically, especially with these gas prices, they're having to cut back on a lot of things.
Yeah, right.
All the luxuries, all the things that the extra shit that they used to paying for, they're like, well, look, we got to cut back because the gas is going up. Right. So
cut back on eating out. You want to cut back on eating out, but then you go to the grocery store and ain't nothing in there. That's them pains and sorrows.
Catch 22.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Back in Isaiah 13:9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Right, so all these songs is coming for the Lord to destroy these sinners. Those people that don't want to adhere to what the prophets are saying. We're talking about our people. And then it says to lay the land desolate. That's the wrath and destruction that's coming. Okay? The only good news is coming for those that listen to the Lord. Okay? Go ahead.
For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
That's right. People are going to have no understanding in that time. Okay? Here it is, you're looking forward to the VMAs and the CMAs, Country Music Awards, right? And the only thing that you're seeing on these broadcast channels is constant news reports, just bad news, one after another, all right? People making harsh life decisions, all right? That's just going to be the reality of things. Okay? Go ahead.
And I will punish the world for their evil.
And the Lord's punishing the world. Why? Because this world is evil. Okay? Right? You know? People trying to look for the silver lining in this world. There is no silver lining to this world. Okay? Nothing but darkness. Okay? The only gold and silver, like I said, is those that listen to the Lord. That's it. All right? The only thing that you can hope for is that hope that after this place is destroyed, something better comes. And it is going to come. But it's not going to be with Esau in power. All right? It's going to be with the Lord's chosen people. And that's something that these Edomites and the majority of these people in this place are not looking for. But that's okay, because it's going to come regardless. Go ahead.
It says, Isaiah 13:11, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Right, starting with you so-called white people, your arrogancy and your pride and your condescending looks and attitudes and your whole lifestyle, all right? The Lord's going to cause all that to cease, okay? Because everything that you've done in your pride is through wickedness, through evil, through death and destruction. So the Lord's about to cut all that short, man.
That's right.
Okay?
Right.
Go ahead.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Right, starting with your leech, man. Your hardness and your pump is going to be brought down, okay? You're going to become weak, and you're going to go into slavery.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
So the Lord says he's going to make an Israelite man that believes in Yahweh Bashmiah Shai and the 100% truth more precious than fine gold. Because they ain't just talking about any man.
Right.
Okay? He's going to make those that follow him more precious. Because those are the ones that are going to have the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding, and the right spirit to endure these hard times. Okay? Go ahead.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Right, and we just talked about men getting spiritual power. Those that the Lord is blessed with that power. Okay? So it's best to take heed. All right? Go ahead.
Can I read a real quick and back that up for you?
Yeah,
This is Daniel 12 and 3, because the elect gonna shine, man. This is Daniel 12 and 3, and it says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament.
Right, that shine is going to come through that wisdom and understanding.
That's right.
Those that are wise, those that teach me are going to shine, man.
Hey, well, when
In this
Moses
land of darkness.
went down, he had a shine. But why did he have the shine? Because does not the scripture say, this shall be, these laws, statutes, and commandments shall be your wisdom in the sight of the nations? So just by him going up there and getting those laws actually changed his physical appearance. So when those laws are written inside our heart, the wisdom of the law is going to actually give us the shine. It's going to literally be an aura. It's not going to be like it's not going to be symbolic. It's going to be a literal, actual glow around you.
Especially once we change.
Now imagine you shining, and you got garments on with bells on it, making the priestly garments, and you just all girded up. That's going to be a whole nother level of people, man. You know, your vibration.
Real quick, and then I'm done with the other one. But Proverbs 6 and 23 says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light.
That's right.
And reproofs of instructions are the way of life.
That's right.
And that's what, and that starts with us. That starts with us having this knowledge, understanding.
There's one in Isaiah too.
Okay. And that's going to bring light. Scriptures I mentioned earlier, Isaiah 2. We're going to be the light to the nations, man. Giving out rebukes and correcting and setting forth the life that the Lord wants in the earth. Okay? That's it.
So we got the same scripture. It's Ecclesiastes 8 and 1. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed.
Right, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. You know, because of what we have, all right? Okay?
That's it.
Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy town.
and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure.
Right, so with everything that we've been talking about, the war, the destruction, the power, the things to come, Israel coming up, right? It says for knowledge and wisdom is what's going to make us stable in these times, right? That's what's going to keep us afloat and keep us on that straight and narrow path. Okay?
Hey, well, that's what light does. If you think about the effects of light, light gives you vision, vision gives you stability. Darkness gives you what? Instability. You're stumbling all over the place because you can't see. But when you have light, and that shine, it shines to where you can be more sure-footed, man. So that's why, like we were saying in Matthew the 5th chapter, it says what? Ye are the light of the world. So we literally are the light of Yahushua is literally going to physically manifest. We are the children of light. It's like if you look at Esau, right? You look at some Edomites, and they take a picture. It's like a dark aura around it.
Oh man, yo, that's weird, bro.
Not that it's you know they dark physically. But if you look at certain of them pictures, especially them old black and white pictures, you can see it's still like a gloom.
An Amityville horror.
Yeah,
like that Annabelle,
real gloom around it. But then if you look at the same black and white picture of Elder Abba Bivens or the old pictures of High Priest Arya, it's like a light of some sort is around them. You know, and that's that shine of the wisdom.
I got another precept. I got another one. This is Proverbs 13:9. And it says, the light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out.
The light of the righteous rejoicing, right? Which is why we can be joyful in these times to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? But the lamp of the wicked, like it says in Job, is going to be put out. Okay? Because that means, hey, you Illuminati elites, y'all got a few more bolts running through that light bulb, and it's going to be put out.
Hey, if I can say too, because light is transferred through a connection. So you have to be connected to something for the light to actually travel to open up. So what's happening on the left-hand side is those left-hand side demons are not dealing with the elite as they used to. Okay? See, there was one point in time where they was able to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. But now they only getting answers according to the will of the Yahweh. So they can't do whatever the fuck they want to do how they used to be able to do it. Now they subject to the prophecies. Okay? And when it was darkness and the Lord had them doing their thing, they was doing their thing.
Yeah.
But now when it's time for the light to come back in the earth, now you gotta move based according to the prophecies. Okay? So now these elite can't do it. Now that light is being dimmed. That lying spirit is starting to actually work with the righteous angels. Okay? Because the heavens is in complete order. Okay? Ain't no fighting going on up there. They ain't the wicked angels ain't shooting at the righteous angels. They all working in tandem.
Ain't no Satan and angels having a gang war up there.
Right, shooting lasers all the way up. No, they in complete order in complete subjection of the prophecies. Right. So the light of the wicked is being dimmed because, like it tells you in Isaiah 47, that witchcrafts and enchantments is gonna fail, man. So that same stronghold that they use to cover the cast over the people is being pulled down. So it ain't working. So them niggas ain't got it right now, man.
The veil's being uncovered. When you were like in the Wizard of Oz, when you took that off, everything was exposed.
It was exposed.
Okay.
Isaiah 47.
I got Baruch 4 and 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Right, yep.
That thou mayest be illuminated.
Right, so hey, we're the Illuminati now.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, we got the light. We're the light bearers, all right?
That's right.
And he's all about to be put in chains of darkness and captivity. That's right. And then you're going to be put out forever.
That's right.
All right? So that's what we're coming to. We're coming to Esau. That's the purpose of these evil times coming.
That's right.
So Esau can destroy itself, his pride being taken down, right? And Israel being exposed to the world, being the light, and then Yahweh having his kingdom in the earth. Okay? All right? Anybody have anything else? All right? And so with that, we hope this was an edifying camp once again through the Spirit. Give our praises, our glory, our honors unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.